Welcome replay viewers and good evening everybody. And thank you for joining RAP 43. Welcome. We're at the Long Island Railroad Westhampton station once again. Andrea, thank you for joining. Welcome. Here we are at Westhampton again, awaiting the arrival of the June 21st Cannonball. Should be here in about 8 minutes. We'll see what kind of a crowd we have based upon the forecast of a decent weekend out here this weekend. I am well, Andrea. Good to see you. Thank you for asking. So obviously the Cannonball passed through your area quite some time ago, I guess about 4:20, 4:25 time frame. 5:32 here, so he's 8 minutes away from here right now. Let me get set up at the end of the platform here in a few minutes. This is looking east. Yeah, about an hour ago, right as he whizzed through on the mainline 4 track there. Matt, thank you for joining, and thanks for putting out the word earlier this afternoon, or late this afternoon, earlier an hour ago. Glad to see you with us. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Welcome to Westhampton, Long Island Railroad Station at Westhampton, where we are awaiting the arrival of tonight's Cannonball, train 2798. I'm losing track of them. Is this the 4th one or the 5th one? This must be the 5th one of the season. Of course, it started Friday night of Memorial Day weekend. Parking lot is starting to fill up. Again, I mentioned, 5. You're right, Andrea, it's 5 tonight. Yeah. Andy Keto 1, thank you for joining. Welcome. Let me get set up at the end of the platform, and we'll be ready to show this as it comes up from the west. No, the answer to your question is I don't think they will be, Andrea. They're going to try to squeeze the life out of these DMs and DEs for as long as they can. I don't see them purchasing any new equipment before the year 2023, 2024. Allegedly, they have budgeted for it in the next 5-year capital plan. What does that run from 2020 to 2025 or 2021 to 2025? They certainly need them. They need to rethink their whole diesel operation, especially out here. Might even be cheaper in the long run for them to bite the bullet and talk about electrifying to Port Jefferson and electrifying the line from Babylon to at least Patchogue. That would free up some diesel equipment of the existing fleet for use out here. But boy, they're really stretching it right now. With if one locomotive goes down, it really bites into them. Let's hope that they do put something into the next capital program for a new diesel fleet with reserves this time. Because the last time they just bought the fewest amount, for the money. Well, yeah, they claim $18 million a mile, but I think that's really pushing it, to tell you the truth. And besides, perhaps with other state funding or some federal funds or whatever. Oh, Matt, you're going to Southampton tomorrow, right? I read that. You're going to do a station report of Southampton. Very good. Yes, Andrea, this train could be crowded tonight because of the weather forecast for Saturday and Sunday. It's supposed to be in the 80s out here, high 70s, low 80s out here, so I'm sure you're going to have well above that in the city. It's going to be beach weather out here the next 2 days. Let's hope we don't have any more Friday night incidents as we had last Friday night at Mastic Road in Mastic, where the woman unfortunately got her Jeep trapped between the down gates. 79 in Southampton. Wow, that's high for out here for this time of year because the ocean is still cool. I could see it going where we are in Centum Riches. I could see it going into the low 80s. Yes, yeah, unfortunately what happened was the vehicle stopped on the tracks because of a red light at the intersection just south of the tracks, and traffic wasn't moving. And then all of a sudden the gates came down for an equipment move. They were moving probably from Spionk back west, non-revenue train. And the cab car of the non-revenue westbound train hit the car on the crossing. Fortunately, obviously, the engineer saw what was going on and he slowed the train down. So it pushed the car about 50 feet to the west past the Mastic crossing. But then that stopped everything cold for over 2.5 hours. The follow-up train to Montauk on Friday, well, it's a regular Monday to Friday train, leaves the city around 6. He was held at Mastic Shirley for, what'd they say, 130 minutes. And then the one behind that, which is a Friday night train, was held at Sayville up in double track territory for the same amount of time. So this all happened about, 7:45 last Friday night. And from what I was able to determine, the equipment move train was going to be placed onto the bypass siding at the JJD interlocking so that the Montauk train could leave Mastic Shirley and then pass through. But obviously with single track territory there, and then the train halted because it hit the car, they had to hold the Montauk train at the Mastic Shirley station. I'm sure some people decided to try to take Ubers or whatever to complete their journey, and the bulk of the people, I guess, just sat on the train for over 2 hours until it got rolling again. So that was last Friday night. Then of course they had to do inspection of the track and and the switching, the signaling and everything. Let's see what we're saying. I'm sorry, I'm missing some of the comments because I'm looking right into the sun right now. Good evening. My young friends are here to see the train come in. Okay, there's our computerized announcement. Train will be here in 3 minutes. And there's the horn. Old Country Road is 1.25 miles or so approximately to the west of me here in Westhampton. He comes around the curve up there, and then we'll spot the headlight of the train. All right, here it is right now. We just spotted the headlights. He's crossing Old Country Road. He'll be here in the station in a minute. So running on time tonight. Train 2798, 95-minute run from Penn Station, non-stop to Westhampton. After Westhampton, this train will stop at Southampton, Bridgehampton, Easthampton, and Montauk. This is a 12-car Kawasaki Bilevel passenger coach set. First, the 3 head cars, the east end cars, are for the Hamptons reserved service, in other words, reserved seating. 2 EMD DM30AC locomotives powering this train. Okay, here he comes. Turn his bell on for us, and that's it. Okay, Cannonball number 5 for the 2019 season, and it looks like we're going to do a 6-6 split tonight instead of an 8-4. In other words, they'll open up the first 6 C3 cars. Now let's see what happens. I don't see Conductor Ed on the train tonight. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're doing 6-6 split tonight. So passengers are getting off the first 6 cars, and then once everybody gets off the first 6 cars, they'll close up the train. The train crew will execute a double stop, move the train forward, and they'll platform the rear 6 C3 cars. Decent sized crowd, more than last week. Parking lot looks more crowded than it did a week ago. You're right, Andrea, about that weather forecast. That's what's going to make the difference. All right, train is now moving forward, and it will stop again to platform the rear 6 Kawasaki cars. DM3512 with our MOV crew in the rear cabin. Maintenance of equipment crew, just in case of any problems. There's the Cannonball logo on the train. They do a 6-6 split here also because even though this is an 8-car platform, the rest of the stations to the east of us are 6-car platforms. So that's what they would do at Southampton. They'd do a 6-6 split. And we do have them doing 8-4 splits here at Westhampton. Depends upon who the crew is, who the conductor is. 512 in trail. There they go. Next stop, Southampton, followed by Bridgehampton, Easthampton, and Montauk. And here comes a high roller into Gabreski Airport. Right as the train leaves, a Gulf Stream lands at the airport. So let's take a look at the parking lot here, folks, because it'll be a while before I can get to my vehicle to get out of here tonight. Definitely a heck of a lot more passengers got off tonight than a week ago Friday. And that's based upon the weather forecast for the next 2 days. Going to be in probably in the 80s out here in the Hamptons. Alright, this is Depot Road heading to the south toward the village of Westhampton Beach. The road to the right over here is Station Road. Okay. If we have a good weather forecast for 4th of July weekend, folks, in famous words, you ain't seen nothing yet. But this is very crowded tonight, especially compared to last week. All right, thank you very much for joining me tonight here at Westhampton for tonight's Cannonball, Long Island Railroad's premier express service from Penn Station to the Hamptons and Montauk. 95-minute express trip from Penn Station to Westhampton. So good to see everybody tonight. And when I get home after supper tonight, I'll be editing this video and putting this also up on my YouTube channel later this evening. So also look for it on my Redstone Soldier YouTube channel. Thanks very much, folks. Take care.